Welcome back, it's DJ Evidence here. Yet again, I've been speaking to my man Alan Rodey. Big up to yourself, you know, I've been talking to you a lot, man. And he was discussing another one of my beats, and he was just wondering about how some of the techniques on them. And this time, it's a beat that I did for the It's Just a Phase album, dedicated to Havana, called It's Just a Phase. And that's what it is. It's me using lots of phases and getting used to using different filters with the new program and blending them together. But anyway, with this beat, I kind of just wanted to start off with a primo beat, actually, a primo type beat, and build from there, but it ended up turning into something different. But that's the beauty with primo beats, you can do anything pretty much with them. So you've got kick, hi-hat, snare, and the open hi-hat. Yeah, so there's 8 bars of that. Then you got the bass line. I must be made out of steel, y'all can't crush me. I separate mine from yours. And I hold the mic in my hand, it's devotion. That was sight be taking hours to race. Now who's the supreme lyricist? Right through your eardrum thud. I must be made out of steel, y'all can't crush me. So now we go into the tracks, and so that's the first one, second one, third one, and that's basically it for that one. As you can see, all the sounds blend into each other, but I really manipulated them to make my own. I think I actually used the delay effects a lot for this. Now this is the first time I've actually opened it up. I haven't even had a look through the program before I start this tutorial. So I'm just going to have a look at what I've done and go from there. Start off with the first track. Right. Originally, this sample here would have sounded like this. So it's just chops I've taken from a record as usual. Yeah, so it's these two for the first track. Now basically what I've done is I've got that sound and I've gone into mode program, that's mode and pad 6, and then I've gone into play mode. And I've made it note on. I've put the high pass filter to 50 on the filter type, so that's high pass 50. Now I've gone to the attack and put it to 13. The reason why I've done this is it forces play. So if you have a sound that's on note on in the program in that play mode, then when you hit the button, like just instantly, then no sound will come. It just get a blip sound. That means the longer you hold your finger down, the longer it plays. But if you put enough attack or decay on it, then it will force play. So the attack will slowly make the sound come up, but then it will drop off. So, but if you just put a tiny amount on there, then it'll just play the first bit. But because you got it on note on, you still have the option of holding your finger down as well. So it can either be a short sound or a long sound, if you like it to be. And then obviously that's giving me the idea to... So it gives me the option to make it short and long when I want it to. On that same one, I've got this button sent to effects 1 in the effects mode. So that's mode and pad 9 for the effects. Effects send it to 1. Looks like I've put it on an EQ, so I've probably just mixed it down. Then I've gone to effects 1 to effects 2. That means that you're able to send the sample that's going into the first effects can also have the second effect on top of it. But just remember, you also have the option of having a sample just on effects 2. So you can either have 1 plus 2 or a sample that just goes on 2. This one's going to the delay. Yet again, when you make short sounds, if you put things like reverbs and delays on it, obviously it makes the sound stretch out, but it gives you more of a floaty kind of feeling because it's reverbed out. So on the time I've got 2:15, so it gives a nice bounce for the tempo that I've got. It just like bounces right off. Then the feedback I've got quite high, it's up to 80. Then on the high frequency damp, I put that up to 80 also. I like this setting quite high because they make them really nice and floaty. It makes you easy to lay the bass down without any distortion rub up against it, even if you have still got some low end in there. Then the mode's actually in mono. If you change it to pan, then obviously like the delays go around the head. I usually like that setting, but surprisingly this time I haven't. And I've left the width on 50. And the level is all the way up to 99. So that's how I laid down the first one. Then you got the second sound in the same track. Yet again, it's the same, note on. But this time I put it on a slightly different frequency, so I could get all these samples, even if they are from a chopped loop, I can make them all different filters and then blend them back into himself. So this one on the high pass is 28. The attack on this one is actually 28. That's the thing, there's no certain settings for a certain way. It depends on how long your samples are and what type of sound that you've got. But that's mainly the method, just note on and then put attack on. And then it forces play. And I tend to always go up until, if you've got a sample with a snare in it, just try and cut it short of the snare. Yeah, and obviously the mute groups are off so they can overlay each other. So on to the next track. So, right, that sounds like one of them. So I've got a couple of sounds on this track as well. So it sounds like, yet again, I've used the note on mode, which I have done. The low pass is on 18, the resonance is on 80 to really bring out other parts. So because when you put things in filters, if you use the resonance, it actually helps bring out stuff that you don't usually hear in the sample. It really does help if you get problems sometimes like that. The attack is on 68. The vocal does, and it just, on the effects too, where I've sent it directly to the delay, you can actually choose the amount for each sample of that delay that you want, and I've only put it to 2, so it's just a very slight amount. Because if you put delay on things that are filtered, then it does become complicated. The low pass for this one is 20, and the resonance is on 50. So you can just basically see that I've got loads of different types of filters and they all lay over the top of each other. So yeah, this and the first sound there, that's a low pass, that's on 30. No on, and no attack and no decay, but as you can hear, the delay, see that delay's on 15 because I've got the setting so high, it's really sensitive. So that's it, all different filters, all different amounts for the delay. You got the last track. See, now this is a perfect example of how to test the delay, because that's what I do first. I put it on note on, then turn the delay on, and then mess around with the attack and decay. You notice you get beautiful sounds, and then once you go onto the filter, you can figure it out from there. That's how I do it. So this is on the band pass, 45, resonance 55. This actually hasn't got any attack, it's just got 5 decay, which is minimal. But yet again, it's one of those sounds that I can draw out. So that's how I do it throughout the track. So even when I let my finger go, because I've got the delay on it, it helps it continue. It sounds like a different sample altogether. I mean, that sample there, that was... yeah, and then... and so you get beautiful sounds out of it. So that's the main teaching on this one. Note on, attack, decay, crossing over with the delay and filters.